Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Data here, and welcome back to our live franchise mode series here on MLB The Show 24 with the Montreal Expos, your World Series champs. Moving into the 2030 offseason, it is a championship offseason, coming off of not only our first postseason berth of our franchise mode so far, through 6 years, but our first postseason berth led to our first World Series title. So if you're joining after you've already gone live, you can hop ahead to the 5-minute mark. A lot of decisions to be made in this episode. How much of this championship team can we keep together? Who will end up being just budget casualties, cap casualties, and we'll see how many of this group that won us a World Series can make it into year number 7 with us. Welcome, Mighty Joe. Welcome, Gavin. We have an afternoon stream for you all today, as it wouldn't work super well to have an evening stream. But you know what? It's summertime now. I know a lot of you are more free, school's out, maybe just taking your vacations, whatever it might be. So I think it works out. Who is tending the stand at E3? Yeah, right. That's the Data 782 stand at E3. I'll be there. Good afternoon, CP3AP, who will be live later tonight with his own Kansas City Royals series. Make sure you're in the Discord server or subscribe to him on YouTube to not miss out on that. So it could be a couple series for you this evening if you're watching. Last day of school tomorrow, Leafs King. Exciting, exciting, exciting. Long story short, it's kind of like my last day of work today. It was the last day of my contract that, I'll end up getting another contract soon, but it was the last day of my contract for the work that I was doing at the location that I was doing it. So it's kind of like my summer break too, but more that, it kind of lines up. Yeah, we can call it summer break, even though I'll probably be back to work before the typical student is back at school type of thing. But I still call it a summer break. And I'll use that for free agency and for the draft and all that stuff coming up here in the real world of hockey. Yeah, I saw those new Fanatics jerseys. I love the Kings. Jury's out on the Ducks. Love the logo. But I gotta wrap my mind around the orange. It's not that I don't like the orange, but it's definitely, strong, very vibrant. Is that a bad thing necessarily? No. But it's gonna take some time to get used to a little bit, maybe. I think that's an okay thing to say. But I love the logo. Kings look great as well. Love the Kings. So here's how the team looks right now. Okay, doing all the last things to do here as we're ready to get live in just a few minutes. Perfect. A little Minecraft on the side, no problem. So when we finished off last episode, we mentioned how we won't have enough money for everybody, and that's okay. We went all in a sense. We won ourselves a World Series. Now it's time to let the guys like, Dylan Cruz, Walker Jenkins, let them be in the outfield. And maybe we can bring back Matt Wallner. Maybe we can bring back Edouard Julien. But it's not going to be easy. We'll try to make the money work. Do a little bit of cap magic, as they call it. Perfect. More multitasking. Keep it up. Let me just get the Expos sheet open. There we go. Perfect. Crazy. No playoffs, no NL East ever. Then year number 6, make the playoffs as a wild card team and win the World Series. Okay, that's done on my end. Send out the tweet. Lots of real world NHL content coming your way in the coming days, with lots going on in the league. There you go. Tweet is out, and we'll begin in just about a minute's time. Can we see the awards from last season? No, I just remember the World Series MVP. I forget who was what, but we had Brett Beatty as, I think he was the Brett Beatty was the World Series MVP, I believe, but the postseason MVP. Had the game given it to? Could it be Harry Ford or something? I'm totally blanking on that one. Well, while I have a moment, I can pull it up. Should have been... Actually, was it Vladdy? Could have been Vladdy. Should have been Mackenzie Gore. He was a machine. One of the greatest postseason performances that we've seen as well. Yes, it's my first MLB championship. With the Pirates, we won during the recap. And with the A's, I don't think we ever won. So it could be our first ever live stream like live, here it is, year by year, episode by episode championship. It could be. Addy, thanks for joining. The playoff team, we were just kind of rode the winning wave mixed with its fair bit of listeners. Yes, I agree there, Mighty. So Mighty Joe says, we need to solidify ourselves as a playoff team. I feel like we just kind of rode the winning wave mixed with its fair bit of luck. So for the next 2-3 years, I'd like to see postseason berths at minimum. Yes, for sure. If I look at the awards and the last one, now we're getting started here as we pass the 5-minute mark. Just to recap who our MVPs were. Don't want to miss out on those. Make sure everyone gets their... Yeah, Brett Beatty was World Series MVP. And postseason MVP was Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Yes, Julien was runner-up and Ford was second runner-up. There you have it. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2030 off-season here in Montreal, moving into what will be year number 7. Through our 6 years so far, we finally got our first postseason berth, as last episode was titled At Long Last, for making the playoffs, but ended up being At Long Last for getting a World Series to Montreal. Our 6th year, we went 85-77, made the wild card, and won the World Series. Incredible. When we look at who's expiring now, we have Edouard Julien. We sent out offers as ideas. If we have Julien, Ober, Beatty, Jimenez, Holderman, and Hernandez as just the first exclusive free agents, just the exclusives, Mighty Joe says to add on to my MLB thoughts here, that may mean we need to keep a lot of guys or find cheaper upgrades, which will be difficult depending on who we're replacing. Yes, and thank you for leaving the like, Leafs King. So if we have 60-ish million to play with, 65 million, Julien, with Julien, Beatty, Jimenez, and Holderman getting sent offers, that leaves us with about 25 million to play with. Now, if we look at our current rotation, Gore, Gilbert, Ober, Valdez, and Lopez, if we take Ober out of that rotation, he was incredible, but if we take him out, he's 34, he wants a long-term deal, and we think about putting Smith-Shawver into that rotation, or we think about putting... for Francesco Rodriguez, yeah, it makes a lot of sense to let Bailey Ober walk. As incredible as he was, and as much as I still think he'll be a great pitcher, we just don't have the room for him. So Bailey Ober guaranteed will walk. That's a hard one to take. Brett Beatty is a tough one now because he plays third base. We brought him in thinking, we played him in 2029 thinking it would be his last season with us. Ends up being World Series MVP. And at third base, we don't have a ton. We do have CJ Edwards, but his defense, I don't know if it's good enough to be a third baseman. He might end up being a second baseman or left field. But if he plays at second, then where does Julien go? Where does Brad Ridley go, who can play third or even shortstop? So it's a bit crowded in the infield. Sean Glass likely won't be coming back. Yeah, back to Leafs King now that the Oilers postseason is over. Makes sense. So... if Sean Glass is out, if Brad Ridley and Edouard Julien are playing, if Julien would probably have to be second, because he could play first, but that's where Guerrero is. Could play third, that's where Beatty is. His defense isn't crazy either. Could play in the outfield. Then in the outfield, we have Jimenez. Maybe Jimenez is the guy who doesn't come back. As great as he's been, I don't know if there's room. If we have Cruz and we have Jenkins as locks, and we want to bring back Wallner... Wallner's going to cost a lot, but if we want to bring back Wallner, he's 32, we can't bring back Jimenez as well. So the outfield might be Jenkins, Wallner, and Cruz, with Green and Dietz being guys who want to get in the lineup, even Jonas Roosh. So Eloy Jimenez, I think we got to let him walk. As much as that pains me, I think we got to let Jimenez walk. That frees up $34.5 million over 4 years. That brings us back to 30 million pending offers, so about 35 million to play with now. Holderman would definitely want to bring him back. He was incredible in his role. And Julien, we want to bring him back. He was too good not to bring back. Silver Slugger, incredible record, good as chez nous, as we say in Quebec. I want to bring back Julien as much as it kind of crowds the infield. Brett Beatty is the biggest question mark because his defense is better, but it's not like it's incredible. Mid to high 70s is good, but it's not incredible. 39 million over 5 years, paying him something like 7-8 million per season. I don't know. Is Brad Ridley ready for a full-time role? I believe he is. Hey, Dexter, good evening from Latvia. Found the house we will be moving into in August. Great news! Congratulations, my friend. And you know what? It works out that we have an earlier start time here for this stream. Fantastic. Glad to hear that things are going well for you, buddy. That's exciting news. So if Brad Ridley can be third base, his defense will get better. CJ Edwards, between Ridley and Edwards, if they go second and third, where does that leave Julien? Could one of them go shortstop? But neither have incredible numbers there. Ridley at shortstop would scare me. No, actually, no. Tavares shortstop. What am I saying? So then Guerrero at first base, and then one of those outfield positions. I don't know. Josh Naylor DHing might have to come out. But he's been solid for us as well. As much as his numbers have gone down because he was injured and he was out for a little bit, Josh Naylor's been a solid DH for us. Maybe one of these prospects moves out if we don't... Not that we don't believe in them, but if we'd rather be stronger in a different position. Maybe CJ Edwards ends up leaving and gets traded out for a different position that we need. Ridley plays third, Tovar plays short, Julien plays second, and Edwards gets traded for a different position. Unless Josh Naylor gets moved out and somebody plays DH. That's a tough question, but it's gonna be a question we have to figure out later on. I can't not sign anybody and say we hope and see. Naylor was bad in the playoffs, yeah, so Naylor could be a trade candidate. Julien's gonna get his contract. Jimenez, it's way too crowded in the outfield, so we're gonna let him walk. Ober, way too crowded for the starting pitchers, we're gonna let him walk. But Brett Beatty, if we bring him in at third, that's crowded too. Beatty at third, Tovar at short, Julien at second. Then that leaves Ridley to DH? That could work, but that would mean Edwards and Naylor getting traded out, most likely. There you go, Addy. I'm glad you could. Guerrero, yeah, he's only 31. He's going to need a new contract, but that's not hard to do. He's only 31. So I think we signed... It's hard not to sign Beatty. World Series MVP. Doesn't want a crazy contract. Yeah, it's Julien. It's because Julien is unsigned. He's actually there at second base. I think we signed Beatty and figured it out as well. Holderman's an easy one, but Hernandez was not good in the playoffs especially. So Hernandez, Jimenez, and Ober would walk. No, I'm not a big WWE guy. They would walk straight to free agency. And Holderman, Beatty, and Julien would hopefully stay, leaving us $30 million to decide everything else. The staff is good, and I think we could advance with that in mind. So if we advance a couple days... Do I have to qualify them even? I might tender Beatty a qualifying offer. 1 year, $22 million, but he'd probably... I don't know, like, we've... No, I'm gonna live with it. Advance a couple more days. Are they going to sign these contracts, or Joey Weimer re-signed? One more day, no change there. All right, so we advanced one more day. Ellie De La Cruz got re-signed. Is that what I just saw? That's way too many things. Okay, so now, in offer salary arbitration, if we have about $30 million to play with, what would Wallner be looking for? Wallner wants $13 million per year, or we could do 1 year. That changes things. I didn't know. I forgot that he was arbitration eligible. 1 year at 5.5 would be incredible for Matt Wallner, who was one of the most, if not the most instrumental piece in that World Series run. So 1 year, 5.5 of Matt Wallner is very doable. AJ Smith-Shawver, who came from Atlanta, he was great in long relief and could be a rotation guy for us. I could do 1 year on him. We'll call him rotation because he'll be fighting for the rotation. And I can give him 2.5. I think 2.5 makes sense. 1 year, 2.5. Elijah Green, we want to keep him. He's been a great outfield guy, platoon guy. Good speed, good defense. He's there when needed. Yeah, I'd like to keep Elijah Green. Another 1 year of arbitration would be great. After that, I'm not sure what's going to happen. But this is very helpful for us. When we thought it was, money's going to be tight, but not as tight as I thought it was going to be, potentially. Kyle Manzardo was a great a DH slash first base platoon, since there's no one else at first base if we're moving out Josh Naylor. So to give Vladdy Jr. a bit of a break here, we can go 3 years on Manzardo. And it's only a little... Like, we go 1 year, one... Hold on, let's see what it actually be. So I'm going to be honest with him, call him Platoon. So 1 year, 1.9. 2 years, 2.3. Or 3 years, 2.5. I think I'll just take it a year at a time. With the arbitration, there's not a huge rush. So 1 year at a time. Let's go 1 year, 1.9 on Manzardo. Forrest Lopez is our backup catcher. He's up to a 79 overall. He's solid in platoon. I like Forrest Lopez, our former 5th overall pick. Yeah, what do you want in free agency? Yeah, okay. So 1 year, platoon. I'll bring it way down, but I can offer you 1.3. That's changed, yeah. So 1 year, 1.3 on Forrest Lopez. And Giovanni Moran, he wasn't really great. He wasn't great, but what would he want for 1 year? 1 year, 2.1? 1 year, 2.1 is not horrible. A lefty in the bullpen is also useful. Plus, guys in free agency are going to want way more. So I'll offer him his 1 year, $2 million. And that leaves us with about maybe like 18, 19 million to play with the majority of our guys taken care of. Just whatever, Benito Perez, for example. Hey, Mackenzie, welcome to the stream. If we call Benito Perez bullpen, yeah, these guys aren't going to cost too much. What's the magic number this year? 480. 1 year, 480 on Benito Perez. Francesco Rodriguez would be in our lineup next year. I'll call him, I can't call him rotation. No, I can't. But he would be rotation for us. 1 year, 80K. Richie Dietz, I'd like to see him in the MLB. I'm not going to call him every day, but I'll call him platoon for now. I mean, 2 years at whatever he wants wouldn't be crazy, right? Richie Dietz, crazy numbers for coming out of the draft at 18, and they've grown quite nicely. Good defense from the Netherlands. So we can go minimum deal, eh? No matter what, yeah. Even 3 years, 60K a year. Hard to say no to that. So 3 years for Richie Dietz. Ernesto Valdez, he was good this year, but we still have him renewable, so no need to rock the boat there. We'll call him rotation. He was the runner-up for Rookie of the Year, so I think we own that. We'll call him rotation. We can go 150K. In rotation, there you go. Sean Glass is probably going to walk. He's renewable. We'll trade his rights, we'll trade Sean Glass's rights. Or whatever you want to call them to another team. Maybe the same thing for Thomas White. But he's renewable for cheap enough. He's an 80 overall. He could be long relief if needed. Yeah, Thomas White can stick around. At 630. Actually, I called him rotation. Withdraw. 1 year, 630. But depth. There you go. Brad Ridley, yep, everyday guy for us. We can do 3 years, maybe. Let's see how cheap we can get him. Can we go down to 60K a year? Hard to say no to that. 73K a year. 75, yeah, why not? 3 years, 220. Okay. Dalen Lyle, played a little bit in the MLB, 21 appearances, 79 at-bats, bat 253. He wasn't bad. Yeah, we'll give Dalen a contract. I'm going to call him depth, though. No guarantee that he's making the MLB squad. Sorry for all the housekeeping, as always, but we'll be able to jump into free agency in a moment. Nasim Nunez, he's been a good option when needed. I don't know, though. Nasim Nunez, what do you want, Nasim? You want 780? Call him depth, even, if I'm being honest with you. If he would take 60K, I'll do it. Or even 210. 210 I can do on Nasim Nunez. Let's see what happens. Jonas Roosh, yeah, we want him in the MLB if possible this season. He had that massive injury this year, but he'll be back. So I'll give him 1 year and call him depth, but next year might be 1 year platoon. I'm going to call him depth just in case I can't give him what he needs, but ideally he'd be platoon or on the bench. CJ Edwards, there you go. Now these are the easy ones. The renewables take long. Joe Ryan Jr., he's going to be joining the rotation soon enough. Look at that stash. 1 year, 70K. Now we can fly through these. Joe Mighty, of course. Oops. One year, 60 he would take. Perfect. Give me a moment here. Sorry, just give me a quick sec. Okay, thank you. Denneberg, 60K, easy 60Ks. Bubba Chandler, what do you want now, Bubba? You're 27, still with your B potential, never really grew. But I can call him depth and give him his 60K or 120K, whatever he wants. There you go, 60K for Bubba Chandler. Derek Holcomb, Calvin Henderson, Lara. 60K again, beautiful. Now we can fly through these. Bing, bang, bong. Just got to keep an eye and make sure there's no one trying to weasel their way in for a multi-million-dollar deal. Sign all these guys for the system. Some with more potential than others. Garrett Hoffman, this guy, one of our prospects, a potential, but he's never really grown. This is the highest he's been at 69 overall. He's getting to an interesting point in his career where maybe he could be pushing for a backup catcher spot, but Forrest Lopez is in there as well. So Garrett Hoffman, you gotta start impressing us if you're gonna find a spot onto this team. I'll give him spring training. 1 year, 80K on him. Danny Huber, 23 deep potential. Well, I think he wants $3 million. Of course he does. These guys make me laugh. 60K. Jacobson, McNeil, Knowles, Schwartz, Batista, Abar, Oliver, TJ White still wants only 60K. Okay. Bravo, Castro, Vasquez, Slinger, Ricketts, Batista, Casto, Dobbs, yes. Batista, Castillo, Curran, Jimenez, McIntyre, Hand, Oliver, Calderon, and Dorsey. That brings us to 51.758. So we have about maybe 14 million to play with if everyone accepts the offers that we've sent. And we also have to trade the rights to, what's his name? Who's not on the 40-man? Who'd want to add to it? Dexter Rolls at third base. Good old Dexter Rolls. 74B. Yeah, this is a guy who could be pushing soon, too. How's his defense? 91 arm accuracy. Or arm strength, sorry. So, add him to the 40-man. Anybody else we have to? We can wait, probably. Okay, arbitration, contracts done. So now free agency. We see Evan Carter, 99 overall. Whoa. Evan Carter. Bat 316, 27 home runs. Let me guess, he wants a max offer, right? 39.1 million per year. Whew. We could afford it, technically. Right? Yeah, we could afford it, but not if you take into consideration what we've already offered. Like, just for fun, if we offered it, we'd be 25 million over budget. So that would be very tough. Even if we trade Naylor, trade whoever else. That would be crazy for Evan Carter. Speaking of trades, should we do those first if we're trying to free up some money? Like, we're definitely saying we're going to trade out Sean Glass. Do we trade out World Series champion Josh Naylor, making $12.4 million for just one more year? Do we keep him around for one more year? Keep him for platooning against righties once in a while? Great vision, great clutch. Do we do right by him and give him one more year? He doesn't have that much trade value. Do we really need the money? I don't know. Sean Glass has a fair bit of trade value. If we were to package him with CJ Edwards, for example, and say we want to get a better future third base prospect, but could Brad Ridley be our future at third base? Even with Ridley coming in, what do we really want long term? A first base prospect? We have A-Bar. I don't know if there's any other guys we want to keep, though, really, Mighty Joe. Like, if we trade Naylor to keep Jimenez, Jimenez is a 300 batter who needs to be a star. I can't keep him on the bench. But Naylor we can keep on the bench. That's the versatility that he provides. Third base prospects are lacking, but we have Ridley who can play third. We'll have Beatty who can play third. Christian Rivera, he's 24 now. Not really growing super well. Outfield prospect, maybe? We have a lot of in the outfield, but not... Do we have a ton of outfield prospects? Yeah, we do. No, Vladdy's signed for one more year. Next year would be when I gotta sign him. Maybe relief pitcher? We have Doval, Charles, and Benito. So that's closer, setup, and mid. With Bryant. We call it Bryant. DeAndre Bryant. I don't like the pitching clutch being so low. Maybe we trade DeAndre Bryant and take back a really good relief pitcher to be added to the mix of Doval, Charles, and Perez. With some sort of prospect somewhere too. Jojo Romero, there he is, who we had. Hey, look at those numbers in the end. Look at those numbers. 6.61 ERA after we traded him to the Red Sox. Or in total with our numbers plus the Red Sox. Any really good mid-relief here? Nick Sandlin. Yeah, he has really good numbers. Expiring contract, though. One more year at $5 million, then he's a free agent. Yeah, it was Jojo Romero who lost his job. Now Doval replaces him this year. Yeah, but Max Charles is the future in that role. I need a guy who's really a mid-relief guy. Not a guy who's trying to get closes. Oviedo on the Rangers could be somebody. Gregory Santos. Santos is signed on for a few more years. Brian Abreu. He's pretty much their closer. No, we don't have Romero anymore. We traded him once Doval replaced him. Romero's on the Red Sox now. Brian Abreu could be somebody, but he's pretty much their closer, so wouldn't make sense for them to trade. Trevor Rogers, 49 saves last year. Back to Romero. So if we go back to Nick Sandlin, 51 saves. Yeah, he's their closer. But they have Eric Lange as well. Yeah, don't worry about it. A lot of players can track. But they could go Lange as their closer, but they probably want Sandlin. Unless they're getting too good of a package to pass up here. They get Nick Sandlin. And we say... Throw in... I don't know. Who could we throw in? Yeah, I love those cards too. Center fielder with B potential. Not much here for the Royals. Montoya needs a contract anyways. Gavin Cross. I don't know if because we don't need a lot back. I wish you could just trade for draft picks. And Oviedo, they have Tanner Scott. They even have Donny Dubois. So it makes sense that they trade one of these guys. Donny Dubois from Germany. Oviedo could be something. Numbers have been so-so. Maybe they want... No, Tanner Scott's too good. And Donny Dubois, he's 25, A potential, 87. We could take Donny Dubois. Yes, he's a closer, but we play him in mid. 34 stamina is fine. Better than Moran. Donny Dubois from Germany. Could he be the guy? The Rangers have an excess. Donny Dubois, and who else could we take? Who else you got here? Pedro Dominguez. Ooh, good defense. 18-year-old with B potential. Pedro Dominguez could be a guy for us who's young enough that it would take some time as well to grow. I'll give you CJ Edwards, who's a guy who could play right now. We're not ready for CJ Edwards, nor do we love the defense. But do we just say forget it, his defense will grow with his A potential? It's also an issue of organization. We already have Ridley. Ridley can play third base, and he has better numbers. 62, 72, 60, 50. 62, 72, 60, 50. It's pretty even. Do we want to trade CJ Edwards? What if we just do We could do Glass and Bryant for Dubois and somebody else. The question is, are we trading CJ Edwards, yes or no? Do we give him another year in AAA even and just delay the decision? He's 75 overall. We don't need to make a decision now. That's a good point to consider too. We don't need to make a decision right now. What do you got here? Yeah, no bunting. Said that bunt attribute was ridiculous. Who's this guy? Stefan Ortega, 25B75. 20B75, sorry. 21B69. They don't want to do that. Any relief pitchers? Younger relief pitchers? No. What about one of these catching prospects? 22A59. 19B55. DeAndre Morgan. Maybe he'd be something for our system. Just want to switch. We already have a couple. We have a couple of A's already. 21A52. Trade Lane Dorsey. Take back Von Bernard. 22A59. 21A52. Maybe he'd be a better option. So I'll give you Lane Dorsey. We swap for a better catching prospect. 21A52 in exchange for 22A59. Bernard and Dobbs can both have that same age and potential and battle it out. Dubois and Bernard. And who else can we throw in here to give us a little bit more value? We have a fair bit of value left. Maybe I can just take someone more and then flip that guy. Yeah, we could take a decent piece back here. Arroyo? No. Norby? We can take back Norby. Connor Norby, yeah? We can take back Connor Norby, who will then flip in a different deal. Or we'll keep on the team and then flip later on. No, but he has no contract. I want to take someone with a contract. Kevin Kelly, no. Brian Castro, they don't want to do. I want someone with a contract so it'll be easy to trade. Yeah, okay, let's remember Dorsey then. Green light, but let's remember him for the future. We can take Adelis Garcia. It'd be hard to trade him. We can take Oviedo. Let's take Oviedo, and maybe he ends up staying. Maybe we use him. Maybe we use him. Okay? So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Sean Glass, DeAndre Bryant, and Lane Dorsey off to the Texas Rangers for Donnie Dubois, Von Bernard, and Johan Oviedo. Thank you very much, Texas. And we'll see you out in the diamond. All right. Big move right there. Big, big move. Now, if we look at tender contracts, do we have to give those guys contracts? No, they're all these guys are good. Yes, okay. Wait, did I say that right? No, Dubois. Oh, yeah, I just caught him. Donnie Dubois. What does Donnie Dubois want? 1 more year of renewable? Easy. You're a bullpen, though. You're not closer. And I'll give you... how much? 900K? 1 year 900K? There you go. That brings our pending offers to 52.5. Von Bernard, what a name. 1 year 900, okay. So pending offers, 50, so pretty much we've done everything. I have about 10 million left now. Bernard got his contract. Oviedo has a contract. Does Von Bernard have a contract? Yeah, 60K for 1 more year. Okay. Von Bernard. Okay, so then now, if we look in free agency, what positions do we really have to fill? Nothing that comes to mind. Trevor Stephen. Tough numbers last year. That's why he's being offered what he's being offered. Eli Morgan. Like, again, if we look at our lineup, if we look at our pitching rotation, pitching rotation, right now, without even having traded Oviedo yet, we'd have Doval closer, Charles setup, Moran and Dubois as mid, maybe also Oviedo, even Perez as mid. So it would be Perez, so we trade either Moran or Oviedo, guaranteed. And then long relief is one of those starting pitchers. So the pitching is fine. If we look here, second base would be Julien. Third base would be Ridley, or Beatty would come in there. I don't think we really need to do anything in free agency, honestly. Yeah, I don't think so. In the rotation... Oh, because Dubois is here, that's why. Donnie. So Donnie Dubois is there. Starting rotation is Smith-Shawver for now. Rodriguez would come into long relief. Moran or Oviedo gets traded. We have 3 mid-relief, 1 setup, 1 closer. Yep, we're pretty much set everywhere. Am I missing something? Are we good to go? Let's also put Campillo on the 40-man. Am I missing something? I think we're good to get going. And see what these guys have to say to the offers that we've sent. Yes, there's big names out there, but I wish you could sort by affordable. $10 million to spend. Who actually wants a $10 million contract? Like Moncada, we could take Moncada, 34, bat 267 last year. But then another guy in third base, what do you do with him? Jimenez, another guy in the outfield, what do you do with him? We could afford, but do we really need it? Yeah. Let's start simulating. Uribe goes to the Phillies. What's the 87 overall? Yuri Perez goes to the Astros. There's our trade that we made. Donnie Dubois coming to the Expos. Okay, let's advance a few days. Donnie Dubois, yes, great. Perez, Spencer Strider, 6 years, blah, blah, blah. So not a lot changing in free agency. Julien Beatty, Holderman, waiting on them. All right, Wallner signed on. That's big news. Matt Wallner back on board for $5.5 million. Very nice. Okay, good to know. A few more days. Nick Sandlin. Ooh, Rangers acquire Sandlin from the Royals. We were thinking about acquiring him. I didn't want to force it in case they weren't looking to move him as their closer, but they do end up moving him. That's okay, because I like the trade that we got in the end anyways. Bo Naylor signing with the Marlins. Okay, we're waiting on our free agents. Everyone is signed here. We're just waiting on Moran to sign his $2 million offer. We're pretty much set with about $12 million left. Carter being offered 8 years, $320 million. Oh my. Okay, let's keep going. Bobby Miller to the Cardinals getting paid, what, $21.5 million per year. Mark, welcome to the stream. Ellie De La Cruz off to the Phillies. $21.9 million per year over 6 years, $131.4 million, 28 years old, 93 overall. He only had 12 stolen bases last year? What? Grayson Rodriguez, 9-year, $200+ million deal. Whoa. Big deals going down there in the MLB. We're waiting on still Julien, Beatty, and Holderman. Do they have other people sent them offers? No one else has offered Julien anything. Sorry, you can see here. Yeah, no one else has offered anything. Tender contracts is waiting on Corey Boone. Arbitration's done, so Moran signed. Yes, last chance to change anything for the 40-man. May as well add 1 or 2 more. I don't know. Denneberg? I guess we put Denneberg in there. Where is he? 74 overall. Denneberg. No one else really. Holcomb, I don't mind. But I guess we have the space. May as well. Doing okay, Mark. Doing all right. How are you on your end? Holcomb can get added. From there, now we can keep on simulating. Yes, we're all good here. Arbitration done. Contract's done. Oh, cool profile picture. I like it. I like it, Leafs King. Okay. We're still waiting on Julien, Beatty, and Holderman. If they're going to hold out for too long, though, Evan Carter to the Mariners getting paid $39.4 million. $354.6 million on a 9-year deal for 99 overall Evan Carter to the Mariners. What a contract. My goodness. All right, Julien signs, finally. Edouard Julien, re-bienvenue. 4 years at $17.5 million. Very good. That leaves us waiting for Beatty and Holderman. Favorite Expos player of all time? Whew, hard to say. I didn't see that many of them play. Like the Legends, I mean. I didn't see the Legends play, really. If I go all-time, I guess I would say Gary Carter or Pedro Martinez. Probably Gary Carter. And of ones that who I saw play, if I didn't see the greatest players play. Let me look here. In their last season, 2004... Expos roster. Love Vlad Sr., of course, too. Barely. There you go. Welcome, Landon. Welcome, H. Jaws. Expos roster. Oof, this was an ugly roster, man. Whew, boy. Was it ever ugly. Let me see this on Baseball Reference. Yeah, Gary Carter all time. It's a tough question. I don't know. Brad Wilkerson, just because he was the best guy there? But no. I was too young to really have an established thought at that time. So I'll say all-time Gary Carter, but a lot of legends. Larry Walker. Well, I'm not going to go through every legend now, but you got Martinez. So I'm trying to read at the same time here. Guerrero, of course. Bryce Miller, one of the Rangers, 6 years, 65.4. December 2nd, here we are now. Brett Beatty finally resigns, just waiting on Holderman now. Let me just look, I'm blanking on a few names here. So Gary Carter, of course, yeah. Oh, Tim Raines, Andre Dawson, yeah, Dawson. My brain wasn't in the right place there for a second. Dennis Martinez, as well as Pedro Martinez. Rondell White. So many great players. Okay, so let's keep going. So Brett Beatty signs. That's big. Oh no! Colin Holderman going to the Dodgers. 2 years at $5.4 million. Oh, that's too bad. We loved having him on this team. Could I trade for him? No, not even. I loved having him here. Why didn't he want to come back? He won the World Series here. Colin Holderman. We were offering him similar numbers, though. So in the end, we'd probably keep Oviedo, Moran. We'd probably keep all our relief pitchers then. Good thing we got Oviedo as a backup. We'd probably keep all those guys. Moran, Oviedo, Perez. Nah, it's still too many. Holderman would have forced us to trade Moran and Oviedo, probably. But now we can just trade only Moran. Yeah, Moran out. But when? No need to force it now. And that leaves us with $17.86 million in the available budget. That's great news for ownership. They're going to love that. But next year we need a contract for Vlad Jr., Matt Wallner, Elijah Green. So, like I said, we would have had the money for some of those players, but where would they have gone is the biggest question. Got his ring, just wants his payday. All right. So fly away home. There you go. That's what my Joe says. So Julien there. Third base would be Beatty. Then Ridley DH maybe, leaving Naylor, Manzardo, Roosh, Green, Lopez on the... Yeah, this is... I don't want to add more to this. We're content with this team. It's a good team that I'm very content fielding. We don't need to pick and play with more when we can have a budget, make ownership happy, and then have less money committed for next season. Mackenzie Gore is not up for a contract. He is still on his current deal, which is paying him $13.2 for the next 3 years. What he would have gotten paid for sure if he needed a new one. Arbitration's done. Yeah, we're set here. Hunter Green going to the Angels. Gavin Williams to the Brewers. Draft lottery time. Here we go. So we won the World Series with our 85-77 record. Look at some of those records that didn't make it too far. Dodgers, we eliminated them. Diamondbacks, we eliminated them. So the Rockies, the A's, and the Red Sox, very similar names we're seeing year in and year out at the bottom of the table. Oh boy. Let's see who wins the lottery this year. Any surprises? The Rockies stay one. The Giants jump from four. They jump 2 spots. A's and Red Sox drop 1. Tigers jump 1. Padres drop 1. Yeah, 85-77 to a World Series is mental, says H. Jaws, and I couldn't agree more. All right, let's do the Rule 5 draft now. Anyone? Joe Gray? No one who I recognize there. And we have a full roster, so it's not going to let us take anybody anyways, so no problem. Brandon Pfaadt going to the Orioles. Henry Davis, former Pirates legend, going to, did I see the Red Sox? And David Bednar, Choknar off to the Orioles. Paddock to the Diamondbacks. Singer to the Diamondbacks. Westbrook to the Pirates. A lot of signings there. So who's still left here in free agency? Nolan Schanuel. Not Samuel, Schanuel. Zach Neto, Mason Wynn, Lane Thomas. Good old Lane Thomas. Yeah, Canada and the Copa and Italy and the Euros, not good for my thought. I'm in the exact same boat for H-Jaws. The cafe I was in when Zaccagni scored that winner, or the tying goal to send them through to the round of 16. Wow, we were going crazy. Cowser. There's Bailey Ober still out here. He's still out here. What would he take? I wonder what would he take. If I told him rotation, what would he want? Yeah, it would take more than our entire budget. Jimenez is still out here. 2 years, 20.6 is what he's being offered. We could get him at 2 years, 22 million probably. But I'd have to call him every day, even platoon. Same. Well, Zaccagni comes from my team, Hellas Verona, so I was proud of that. So in theory, we could sign Jimenez and his 300 average. But someone would have to make a very good case for where he goes in this lineup. Even if we were to trade Josh Naylor and bring in Jimenez, to have Jimenez, Manzardo, and Green, 3 players, 82 overall and above, on the bench at all times, that's tough. Already Naylor, it's okay, he's an expiring contract, there you go. Manzardo, he's a DH, he's going to be more of a... He was in and out of the lineup. I think it's excusable. Elijah Green, he's been that guy for most of his career already. He'll go in the outfield when needed. He's the first guy up. It does feel wasteful, as H-Jaws says. Does feel a little wasteful. He would need to take a 1-year deal as well, and he's being offered 2 right now, so why would he take it, right? Where'd he go? I would need to give him 1 year, call him every day, when he might not even be every day. And I'd have to give him like a max deal. We're talking like 13 million. A max deal for our budget. Like 1 year, 13 million to use up our budget. Or we could go into a deficit. I don't think it makes sense though. My realism meter's holding me back. Ober goes to the Mets in the end, 12.9 per year on a 3-year deal. Good for Bailey Ober, good for him. And Jimenez goes to the Red Sox, 2 years, 10.5 million per year. Again, it makes sense. Good luck to Jimenez. Shane Baz to the Pirates. I think we can just sim to the arbitration hearings at this point. Pepio, Cowser, Jesus Sanchez to the Giants for Phillips and Spanos. We had Spanos on our team, didn't we? Lane Thomas to the White Sox. Zach Neto to the Cardinals. Alec Boehm to the Cubs. Alex Verdugo to the Cubs. Tommy Edman to the Rays. Nolan Schanuel to the Athletics. They finally do something in this world. Moncada back to the White Sox. Trent Grisham to the Mets. Sim to renewable contracts. Sim to spring training. Yes, stop simulating. And here we are. So still in free agency, we see Alex Bregman, Byron Buxton, Jose Ramirez. These are guys I could see on 1-year depth contracts. Bailey Ober, more like Bailey over 5 ERA. Funny one, Mighty Joe. But he was good. So I could see one of these veterans on a 1-year deal. Buxton as a platoon against lefties for power. The A still existing in 2030. Jose Ramirez, legend, brings 4 Silver Sluggers to the table. Alex Bregman, All-Star MVP. Carlos Correa. Ramirez bat 321. Do you want a platoon role, buddy? Would Jose Ramirez want to be platoon? Now this is the one that makes more sense to me. I give you 1 year, 7 million to be platoon, and we still have money left over. And if you fall off a cliff, you fall off a cliff. But we have a veteran who last year, playing only 58 games, bat 321. I think that makes a lot more sense than going after Jimenez. Correa could be a good one too. Contreras would have been a good backup catcher, but we don't need. Teoscar Hernandez. Yeah, Carlos Correa. What would Carlos Correa want? He'd be even cheaper. And he wants to be platoon. So 1 year, 6 million on Carlos Correa. 77 B potential. Bat 280 last year, but 202 the year before that. Or do you go after Jose Ramirez? Try and get him a World Series. I like the storyline of Ramirez a little bit more. Plus, he seems to be more consistent in the sim. So 1 year, platoon, 7 million. Bang. Let's see what he says to that. 1 year, 7 million, platoon. Okay? Sim to spring training. And here we are. Spring training. Free agency. Projected, yeah, some big projected free agents coming up. Did Jose Ramirez sign that contract? There he is. All right, Jose Ramirez, 1 year, 7 million to come to Montreal. Let's go. That leaves us with how much in the budget? If we want to make a just to say in theory, we have no one tell us anymore. Making 7 million for you, and you barely got to do anything. That's great. Yeah, nice life, eh? Nice life they live. Okay. Noah, Data, do you watch the NBA? I don't watch games, but I watch highlights and I keep track of the storyline. So I know all the stars, I know all the storylines. I know what you need to know the NBA, but I don't really watch the NBA. Budget. So we still have 10.86 million in the budget. The owners will be happy with that. All right. Good. Now, if we look at our lineup doesn't really matter. We'll let the game decide it, actually. Mode specific. Lineups and rotation will be auto. Just for spring training. They have all 40 of these guys called up. All 40 of the 40 man are called up. Unless we want to call someone from the AAA up. Yeah, CJ Edwards, I'd like to get him up. We have to take someone off the 40 man, though. Like, what's Danny Huber doing on the 40 man, right? 67 D potential, no. Remove from the 40 man. Waivers, don't care. Okay? And the only guy I want to add to it would be probably Edwards. Right? Richie Pineda, no. So let's put Edwards on the 40 man. Once it clears. Okay. Advance a day. Now can I do it? No, not yet. Danny Huber? 6-3 win. Great. Now can I get him on the 40 man? When is this guy done being on waivers? 3-1 win, 3-2 win. Okay, love to see that. Now can CJ Edwards come up. CJ. But when's this guy coming off waivers? 40 man. It says 39 out of 40. How is our 40 man roster full? When's he clearing waivers? A week? 4-1 lock. Okay, let's just. Okay, now can I go? 6-3 to start. Very good. CJ doesn't want to be on that 40 man, eh? 40 man? Okay, forget it. I'll come back in 2 weeks, I guess. Okay, the pitching rotation. So Gore, Gilbert, Lopez, Smith, Shawver, and Rodriguez. I don't want to do that exactly. I want them to get their. I want them to get their. I want them to get going. But I want Valdez to play too. Joe Mighty Joe, Joe Ryan Jr. have been there. Yeah, you know what? Great idea there, Mighty Joe. We'll get Joe Mighty and Joe Ryan Jr. a start. Let's go into a slow sim then. Let's find a game that we like. Let's go see... Let's see, 5-1 win. Mackenzie Gore on the mound versus Mike Soroka. Former Expo Mike Soroka. Let's do that. Well, not Mackenzie Gore, but against Mike Soroka. At home, technically, Grapefruit League. And we'll throw Joe Mighty in here to give him a start. With the lineup being what it is fine. All right, let's do it. First inning, second inning, 2 runs for us. Good. Joe Mighty looking good, but he's getting tired. Lead off double. Walk. Joe Mighty, get out of it. Walks in a run. All right, I'm going to have to pull you now, Joe. Sorry, Joe Mighty. Let's bring in Joe Ryan Jr. to see if he can do the... I'm going to leave him for the rest of the game. Single, pop up, fielder's choice, grounded. All right. We have 3 runs there. It's a 3-3 game. 3 runs for us, though, in the 6th. Great. Another run for us. There you go. 9th inning. Bang. All right. Joe Ryan Jr. looks solid enough. Brett Beatty, player of the game. Joe Ryan Jr. gets the dub. 6-0 win, blah, blah, blah. 14-2. Joe Ryan Jr. close it out. 7-4 win. Love it. Okay, now can I call up CJ Edwards? Get some at-bats here. The poor guy. 40 man. In order to add CJ Edwards, you must either designate a player for assignment, place a player on... That's what I did. That's what I did with what's his name. I don't get it. Okay, Dexter Rolls can go down, I guess. I don't want to designate him for assignment. I just want to remove him from the 40-man. I don't want to put him on waivers. I want to put the guy with deep potential on waivers. That's fine. Forget it. Forget it. Sorry, CJ. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Maybe he's ineligible? I don't know. How do I call him up then? Okay, who do we want to see from at the end here? So I'll take control of the lineups to end off spring training. Lineups, we'll keep Roosh in there. It says it's a 40-man guy in AA, is that it? Oh, that's why. What's his name? No. Who's in the 40-man here? It's this guy. It's Derek Holcomb. That's why. Hey, Derek Holcomb. Now I can call up CJ Edwards for the end of spring training here. Oh my god. Hey, what a joke. Thanks for catching that. That's ridiculous. Poor CJ. Alright, so CJ's going to get some time to play. Julien batting 200. Wake up. Matt Wallner batting 357. Okay, we've seen enough. You're a monster. Thank you. Let's get CJ in. Josh Naylor batting 304. That's great. Let's get Richie Dietz in here. There you go. Good job, Mighty Joe. Brett Beatty batting 224. So he'll go with Brett. No, he'll go there. Harry Ford batting 9th. We can't have... No, he'll just for the spring training. Don't worry about it. Vladdy at first can come out for Manzardo. We can do that. Okay. And rotation. Let's give a start to Valdez, maybe. No, he's pitched 14 innings. Maybe another one to Smith Shawver, who's trying to fight his way into the rotation and not be long relief. Let's give Smith Shawver a start then, maybe. Unless he's tired. He needs to start. He is tired now. So we'll give a start to... Who needs it? Who needs a start? Ford Fiesta. You know what? Let's play with a starter. You know what teams do with starters? Let's use a relief pitcher to start, and everyone gets like 2 innings each. Let's do that. Okay? Skip. Thank you. All right, here we go. Moran gives up 2 runs. Beautiful. Okay. Well, we scored 4 runs there. Pitch, double, goodbye. Let's bring in Oviedo now. Oviedo makes it through. There you go. Another inning. Makes it through. Beautiful. Now we'll put in White, who's fighting for something as well. Thomas White. There you go. Gives up a run. 1 more. Looking good. We're up 5-3. And White will finish off with... Bubba. Ground out, single, single, fly out, single, ground out. Made it out. All right, Charles. We know Charles. We know Charles. Chandler gets the save. All right. Next game, we're 16-10. Let's do it again. Now let's give Smith Shawver a start, probably. If he's ready for it. Not quite. But he'll get a start eventually. Let's do the same thing we just did. Benito Perez can get the start instead now. And Snell, lefty, so rotation. Our starting order is different. And referring players to St. John's, make them work on the fishing. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Work on the fishing boats on the barges. Fly out, strike out, and we'll bring in Manzardo to play first for the rest of the game. There you go. Perez goes there. 1 more strikeout. Good. Let's end off on a strikeout, Benito. Let's go to... let's give Donnie Dubois a little bit of time here. Let's go, Donnie. Donnie stalls energy. There you go. They changed. Let's give 1 more to Donnie. There you go. 4 runs for us. Bang. Donnie Dubois looked good. Let's do a little bit more. Ground out. Single. Pick off. Pick off. Pick off. Pick off. Pitch. Strikeout. And let's finish it off with Jeremy Pena up against Maddox Charles. Fly out. There you go. As requested. Let's go. Substitutions. Brad Ridley will double. Manzardo fly out. Cruz will bring in Richie Dietz. Lines out. Jenkins strikes out. All right. 8th inning. Let's go through the inning. 1 run there. Not so great there. And to finish it off, let's go to who has not gotten a lot of chances. I don't really care about Denenberg, though. Gets finished off with Joe Ryan Jr. He's looked solid. Double, ground out, RBI single. And to finish it off, Joe Mighty. Fielder's choice, fly out. Bang. Thank you, Joe Mighty. All right. He gets the save even. Donnie Dubois gets the win. Okay. Lopez on the mound, 5-2 win. Smith-Shawver. Now let's see Smith-Shawver on the mound. I've been waiting for this one. Smith-Shawver on the mound. With this lineup, we want to see more. Richie Dietz is going to get in there. Okay, I like it. Here we go. Let's fly through this. 3 runs against Smith-Shawver. Not great. But if it makes our decision more clear, then that's fine. Smith-Shawver. 1 more mistake, I suppose. Ground out, strikeout. Okay, you got ground out, strikeout, single, walk. Okay, we're out to pull him now. Let's go to Ernesto Valdez. There you go. That's it, the Vulcan salute. That's what we like to see. Very good. We're down by 4. Not going to be able to get back, I don't think. Throw in Thomas White. Fly out. There you go, make it through. And to close it out, Dylan Cruz. No, let's go. Anyone can hit here. So Garrett Hoffman, here you go. Garrett Hoffman, what do you got? Hoffman flies out. Beatty batting .207. Gets on base. Steal it, baby. Steal second. Caught stealing. Why not? And a pop-up. All right. Smith-Shawver did not look very good. And to finish off the preseason, we'll probably go to Francesco. The Nunavut Seals, 4 World Series in a row. H-Jaws. Impressive. So Rodriguez will be on the mound for this one to finish it off. Skip all. All right, let's fly through it. Brett Beatty, gotta show me something, baby. 3 runs for the Mets there. Come on, Rodriguez. Fight through it. Fly out. Solo home run. Walk, walk, walk. Yeah. Didn't look good. Oviedo made it through. Okay, ish. Hoyt Malone. Yeah, we can't get anything going here. Average attendance of 12 and a polar bear. Donnie Dubois, he's tired. Let's bring him in. Double. Ground out. Single. Fielder's choice. 1 more. Fly out. Good. Last chance here. Julien batting .227. Big contract. Let's go, Edouard. Solo home run. There you go. Good way to end off the preseason. The spring training. CJ Edwards, his 10th at-bat is a single. Okay. And Richie Dietz, he also singles. 2 guys that we're looking for something from. Dylan Cruz pops up. Brett Beatty batting .200. Singles to load the bases for Harry Ford. Do I go into the... You know what? Let's go in. The only time I'll ever go in is spring training since it doesn't mean anything. Not enough French Canadians. That's it, H-Jaws.
With Chris Singleton, I'm John Shambi. Thanks for joining us. 9th inning.
Let's go. Ford Fiesta. Let's do it. Let's go, Harry. Veteran plus difficulty. Ooh, nice sliding curveball there.
Tough situation right here. So important as a pitcher to get ahead in the count as he did right there.
Yes! Oh, very early on that one. Just a bit early. Similar pitch. Tying run on second.
So the tying run at second.
Oh my goodness. Didn't want to get hit by that one? Or it's a sweeping curve, not a sliding curve.
And now it's 1-2.
Yee! Good cutter. Caught me on that one. I was waiting for the curve down low. Go to... No, ignore. Ignore.
So they're down to their
And now it comes down to Jonas Roosh. Good time. You know what? Even good timing on the swing. That's too bad. Take that. Okay, I thought it was going to be a bit lower. Jonas Roosh. Good contact here against Caleb Ferguson. Good contact batter. Oh, late. Way late. Way late. Actually, just said late. I thought it was very late, but just late.
One strike away.
Oh, I had to fight for that. I thought it was gonna be. I thought that was gonna be coming down in. Good timing, but way outside of the zone. Just had to get contact on it. Yeah. And hold on, run home. We get one run. No. All right, Mets win. Hadn't swung the bat in a while. Rodriguez takes the loss. That was unfortunate as well. Haven't batted in a little bit. Okay, so we end 18-12 in spring training. Roosh bat 230, Tovar 258, Manzardo 303, Julien 239, Edwards bat 300, 3 for 10, Dietz 179, Cruz 263, Beatty 209, Ford 275, Naylor 316, Guerrero 351, incredible. Jenkins 306 is very good to see. Ridley 370, very good to see. Wallner 357, I love that. Rotation, Gore, yes. Gilbert, yes. Lopez, yes. These last two spots right here are between Valdez and White. Valdez and White are the guys I thought wouldn't be getting them, but they're the ones who did a lot better, pitching not too many less innings. Interesting. So if we go to the roster now, MLB roster, I'm going to send everyone who's not staying to AAA. And I'll decide where they go later. Lara's moving down already. He's on waivers. Okay. Dexter Rolls. Joe Midas. Everyone's going to go AAA if they're not staying in the MLB. Bubba Chandler. No. Too busy. Too much in the bullpen. Oh, we have to go on waivers. Ooh. Yeah, but I would have done that anyways. AAA. Jonas Roosh probably stays. Nunez probably on waivers. Yep. Lyle bat 333. That leaves me with 31 players. Still got to send some players down here. Jonas Roosh bat 230. Edwards has to go down. As much as that hurts. Lyle, too. As much as that hurts again, outfield's pretty packed. He's a 76 with C potential. Fight your way up, buddy, but I can't right now. That's 29. Gotta send down 3 more? Really? Yeah, the bats. Too many bats. Too many bats. So really, this is what, DH? So really, first base is Vladdy. Right field, Jenkins. Wallner, whatever in the outfield. Let's call him left field then. Beatty third. Ford catcher. Cruz in center field. DH... Let's say it is Naylor. Julien, no, actually, no, it's Ridley. Julien, Guerrero, Tovar, Wallner. So that's the lineup. This, whatever order it is, that's our lineup. That leaves Naylor, Manzardo, Ramirez, Green, Dietz. It's a lot of guys. Dietz did not look good. He's an 81, but he hasn't proven himself yet. So Dietz is going to go down. He's an 81, but he hasn't proven himself yet. He's only 20. We're going to send him down. Okay? 2 more guys got to go down. That's 1. And I would think another bat. Ramirez coming in kind of messed things up. Ish. Jonas Roosh, though. Another guy who has to earn his spot, maybe. He's a career 283 hitter in just 28 games played, though. Do we send him down and wait and see? Then in the pitching, I didn't expect having Thomas White here, which is messing things up a little bit as well. Mid-relief. Actually, no, Moran probably gets traded, we said? Moran is 7.71 ERA, only 2.1 innings, only 2 1/3 innings pitched. But Moran probably goes. I know he's a lefty. I like having a lefty there, but he's not been very good. Oviedo looked great. Dubois was so-so. Perez, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, Moran would go. freeing up one more spot, and probably Roosh goes down for now, and he'll come back soon with his crazy contact. He'll come back soon, but a bat would have to go down. So, Roosh would go down, and then Oviedo would be traded. Yeah. Makes sense. So Oviedo gets... Sorry, not Oviedo. Moran, sorry. Moran is 2 million, gets traded. So Moran gets traded for... For what? With Derek Holcomb for a second baseman? No. Shortstop prospect? Maybe? A B-rated shortstop prospect? Like 19B57? Elridge Drummond? It's not a bad option. Hot dog and a handshake wouldn't be bad either. I think guys are looking at the B potentials pretty much. $23B, no. 19A, no. 20B54, Memphis Rankin. 18B74, Chet Durant. Look at this guy. Crazy speed. Whew. Chet. 19B52, Fernando Feliz. I don't know. Gunnar Henderson trade? There you go. Why not? 1 for 1. 18A51. I don't know if I want another project like that. 19B57. Let's do it. Let's do Elridge from the Orioles. Who do they want to toss in? Anybody? A first baseman with deep potential? Do we need a first baseman in single A or something? That's all MLB. Triple A. Nicola Russo. I mean, it's better than nothing. Why not? He probably doesn't ever do anything. Volpe, yes, they do. Volpe and Holiday. Crazy. Volpe and Holiday. Their two best players are shortstops, but I'm sure one's playing second or third. Yeah, it makes sense. I don't know. I want, but it's costing no for $72,000. No, Giovanni Moran for Elridge Drummond, 1 for 1. Bang! Thank you very much. Okay, done. That puts us to 26 players. Perfect. Okay, so I'll fix AAA and all that off screen. Spring training's come to an end. No problem. We can look at contract extensions here. Victor, kind of new to MLB. How many starting pitchers, relief pitchers, and closing pitchers would you say is good to have in your entire organization, or just on your team? So you need your 5 starters, at least 1 starter in long relief, if not 2. So you need 6 or 7 starters, and then you need 1, 2, 3, 4. You need 4 or 5 relief pitchers between mid relief and setup. And you just need 1 closer. If you want 1 closer, if you want 2 closers, like, for example, Benito Perez on paper is a closing pitcher, but I have him as a relief pitcher, so it's not the end of the world. So closing and relief, it's interchangeable, but you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need 5 or 6 mid/setup/closer guys, and you need 6 or 7 starting pitchers. And yeah, you definitely need one of these guys. You need a couple, if not one, if not 2 aces, but definitely need your ace. We can also look at contract extensions already, like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He'd be willing to take a bit of a discount now. After we gave him his big payday, we overpaid him at $32 million to say thank you. Now, if he were to stay on, he wants, no problem, Victor, thanks for the question. He would want about close to $10 million less. I would be okay with offering this. Although, like, I'd want to go 4 years. No. I know he's going to be 36, but if he wants... Is that exactly what he wants? I would be okay with offering this. Yeah, what do you say, Vlad? Increase the salary by. This is what you asked for. What if I go to 120? 24 million per year. Salary's too low, huh? 123 million? So now it's not actually 22. He actually wants more like 26 million. 20. So we save 6 million per year on him moving forward. But I might go 4 years. No. So 5. What do you say? All right, 5 years on Vladdy Jr. Vlad is staying in Montreal. Hein? Il reste ici. Vlad Guerrero Jr. staying in Montreal. Now, Matt Wallner, he would not be wanting crazy money, but at 32, actually he's more he's very happy. He's very interested in 4 years actually. 4 years, 56. Would he be interested in doing that? 14 million per year for 4 years on Matt Wallner, who's been a machine. Bang! Okay, Matt Wallner, let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, next year we have a lot of available budget, but it's going to fill up very quickly. Already at 135 million. So next year, also going from NHL contracts to MLB contracts is so strange. Yeah, seeing low 80 guys get paid 5-10 million. Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it. So in 2031, I could see us having to trade Logan Gilbert or Brett Beatty. But aside from that, I'm pretty content. Who else in contracts extensions? Cruz is arbitration eligible, so don't need to go crazy. Yeah, he wants his big payday. We're going to wait on Dylan Cruz. It's not going to get much higher than that. Walker Jenkins arbitration. So yeah, we'll do 1 year on Walker Jenkins. We can tell him max offer. So yeah, we have about 30 million to play with. So you want to do 1 year, 2.7? I'll call you a star. 2.8, 2.9, 3 million. Good. 1 year, 3 million. Maddox Charles. 1 year as arbitration. There you go. There are the baby bottles. His morale isn't very high right now. 1 year, 3.4. Great. Donnie Dubois. I want to see more from him. He's arbitration eligible, so no need to fight it. Josh Naylor. I doubt he comes back. Smith, Shaver, Green, Oviedo, Perez. Maybe Benito Perez we could sign now. 780K. Bullpen. Yeah, I could do Benito Perez. We could also wait. Yeah, those big ones getting out of the way is good. Getting those big guys out of the way is nice. In 2031, say we have some decisions already made. Great. Matt Wallner extending in Montreal. So of all the trades we made to win the World Series, Wallner and Julien end up staying. Those are the two players who stick, which is great to see. I could see Beatty and or Gilbert having to leave down the road, which would be okay. So we'll wait on extensions. Free agency. Bregman's still out there. And there you have it. Okay. So if we extend now sim to regular season, yeah, give Gore all the money. Once it's time, we will. Good. So the game redistributed AA and single A. Sorry, AAA and AA, I think. Or no, not so much. Just everyone's trip. So I'm gonna, yeah, notification just about Joe Ryan Jr. pitching well. It said. So can we go to game 1 of the season now? Yes, we can. All right, so we'll do game 1 of the season, and then we'll call it an episode, ladies and gentlemen, with about $2 million in the available budget right now. So if we look at the lineup moving into this year, do we want to copy what we had as much as possible to end the season? Probably. What was our batting order to end? If I look at last episode, let me just pull this up quickly. Here we go. So I think it was, hold on. Yeah, so we had Julien leading off. Was it against lefties for Julien? Or was it just that he was that hot? Bluger re-signed? Yeah. Vladdy dropped to a 97. We can survive, but I see it, yeah. So Julien was leading off against righties for sure, yeah. So Julien, then it was Wallner, Ford, Vlad, Naylor DH, who will now be Ridley, Jenkins, Beatty, Cruz, Tovar. But that's with Cruz being very cold. I don't want Cruz to... I want to give Cruz every opportunity as a 92 overall to succeed. 2 years at 1.9? Yeah, solid deal there. So maybe this is the order to start the year? Ridley, then Beatty, then Tovar? But he ended batting 308. That's crazy. Maybe Beatty goes last. Goes 9th. I want to get Tovar higher in the lineup even. And then against lefties, who's the empty spot here? Left field, and that is Wallner. Am I in the right spot, by the way? Shortstop, third, first, second. Left for Wallner. Center field, Cruz. Right field, Jenkins. Yeah, we'll do that. Great defense back there. Love to see that. And against left-handed pitching, I think we'll start with the exact same one. I don't know, maybe not with Julien leading off, though. Maybe with Ridley leading off? Yeah, same lineup, but Ridley leading off. So Ridley, Wallner, Ford, Guerrero. Wallner, Ford, Guerrero. Cruz, Jenkins, Ridley. Cruz, Jenkins, and then instead it would be Julien. Tovar, Beatty. But Julien would be DHing. No. Well, 62, 72, 60, 50. 62, 72, 60, 50. It's pretty even, but Julien should probably be here. Unless we want him to grow his defense. Maybe Ridley... let's split their times playing defense. They can... So that Ridley can grow a little bit in that regard. And Green's good against lefties, but we'll start with the lineup looking like that. Pitching rotation, Gore, Gilbert, Lopez, Valdez, and White to start the season, but Smith, Shawver, and Rodriguez will get chances, and we'll see if they can get a spot. Oviedo, Dubois, Perez in mid-relief, Charles in setup, Doval in closer, down to an 88 now from 89. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's do it before we end off the episode. Game 1 of Year 7 as defending World Series champions. Ford should just bat 1 to 9 and just a Ford Fiesta every at bat. I'm down for that. Mackenzie Gore on the mound versus Tristan McKenzie and the New York Mets in New York at Citi Field for the season opener as defending World Series champs to end off the episode. Gore on the mound with the lineup looking like this. Let's do it. Edouard Julien, the Silver Slugger, got his contract, got his payday. What can he do now in his first full regular season of this contract? Swing, flies out to start off the year. Matt Wallner got his big contract. Draft and scouting system, says Victor, is also so hard on the eye, but I low-key love it. Oh, I love the setup too. If you want advice on how to do it, just type in like Data782 MLB guide. I have a huge 2-hour guide on franchise mode for MLB The Show, including a half-hour block on scouting and drafting, which would be helpful for you if you want some tips on that. Matt Wallner, he came here, won the World Series, was a huge, huge piece of that. Now is on a big extent, well, he's at least committed for 5 more years here in Montreal. Will it hurt us later on with these older guys? I don't know, but for right now, Wallner's still elite, and he will get a single to start off this season, first hit of the year. Harry Ford bat 298 last season, his first full year as an Expo. Let's start year number 2 as he's signed on for 2 more years as well. He will get a single as well, and up comes Vladimir Guerrero Jr., bat 270, bit of a down this year, but no problem. He was our postseason MVP, led us to the World Series, had incredible numbers. And now Guerrero will have a chance here with runners on first and second. He flies out. Dylan Cruz, 92 overall, highest he's ever been, strikes out. All right, Mackenzie Gore on the mound, ground out, walk to Grisham. This guy in 30 innings pitched had sub-1 ERA and whip in the playoffs. He was our MVP. RBI double there from Landgraf. Walk, strikeout, single, walk, pop-up. Yikes, 2 runs on 2 hits to start it off. Jenkins will walk. Ridley, fielder's choice. Tovar singles. Brett Beatty, World Series MVP, double play. Bobby Dahlbeck flies out. Morabito flies out. Grisham strikes out. There you go. Julien strikeout. Wallner double. He's 2 for 2 for Harry Ford. Fly out. Vlad grounds out. Landgraf fly out. Clifford ground out. Sosa single for Heim, who pops up. Exactly. Just when I was saying he was great. Cruz strikes out. Jenkins grounds out. Ridley grounds out. Acuna grounds out. Hook flies out. Dahlbeck strikes out. Top of the 5th inning. Tovar flies out. Beatty grounds out. Julien strikes out. Bottom of the 5th. Morabito grounds out. Grisham will single for Landgraf. Caught stealing. And ground out. Top of the 5th. Wallner 2 for 2, make it 3 for 3. Harry Ford strikes out. Guerrero Jr. singles. Dylan Cruz RBI single. There you go. Walker Jenkins strikeout. Brad Ridley, big year for the A potential prospect. Swing, fielder's choice. 2-1 game. Clifford strikes out. Sosa grounds out. Heim, Gore is tired. Heim walks. One more. Acuna ground out. There you go. All right. Tovar will single. Will McKenzie get pulled soon? Beatty, there you go. Beatty double play. Julien walk. Wallner fielder's choice. All right, Gore, well done. 6 innings, 4 strikeouts. Ridley's believe it or not, yes. Leaving so many guys stranded. We have 1 run on 8 hits. It's incredible. Maddox Charles coming in now. Mad Max, let's do it. Maddox Charles, part of, this is technically his 4th full season, I'd say, with us. He's pitched almost 152 innings in his career, 2.77 ERA. Maddox Charles, strikeout, strikeout, strikeout. What a way to start the year. All right, 8th inning. Let's go. We got 2 chances left. Down by 1 run. Harry Ford. Diego Almanzar coming up. Ford will single. Very good. Guerrero Jr. single. Cruz fly out. Jenkins double play. Moore left stranded. 10 hits, 1 run. Grisham strikes out. Landgraf strikes out. Cliff, oh my goodness. So 5 consecutive strikeouts for Maddox Charles. Crazy Ks per 9. Ridley now. Cano coming in. Ridley grounds out. Tovar flies out. Comes down to this. Brett Beatty will walk for Edouard Julien. Let's go in for it. The tying run on first and the go-ahead run at the plate. 2 outs. Julien, the Silver Slugger, is up. 281 on the year last year. 947 OPS. 41 home runs. Let's end off the episode with this. Controller down. Let's go. Tying run on first. Cano. That's an inside circle change. Doubled in hits, but trailing by 1. More than doubled. 10-4, right? Yeah. Delivery swung on. That's fouled back. 1-1. Leave a like if you haven't already. Give us that good luck. Oh, come on, sinker. Right in the zone.
He's been able to go inside as well as outside, effectively working both sides of the plate.
Down to the last strike. Here we go. Take that. Good take inside slider. Mike Trout on the Mariners. Almost at 2,500 career hits. Everyone off to St. John's. 2-2. Swung on. There you go. But that's going to be right to second. And the Mets win the season opener, as we had a lot of hits, but a lot left stranded. Losing 2-1, but 10 hits was great. Good to build off of, but left so many stranded. Gore, that tough first inning. Only 2 runs in the first and nothing else. It's alright, it's a good start. It's an okay start. Wallner 3 for 4, love to see that. We'll survive. 2-1 loss to start the season, but we'll survive. So, next episode, let me see this now. Let me check out the calendar. Will we be live? Yeah, we'll be live. I'm going to be on a plane on July 3rd, but on July 2nd, next Tuesday, July 2nd, we'll be live with the 2030 season, year number 7 in Montreal. So you don't want to miss out on that. Many more live streams. Unless I might cancel the live stream to focus on player simulations after the draft. Keep an eye on the Discord server. Keep an eye on the Discord server for all of the scheduling on that. But coming soon enough, the next week and a half, 2 weeks max, we will have year number 7, the 2030 season with the Montreal Expos. Let me know your thoughts down here on YouTube in the comments or over on the Discord server, link in the description. What do you think about this lineup? What do you think about this team? Who should be moved where? Should we be calling players up? What should we do with Dietz, with Edwards, with Lyle? Anyone that you want to see get a chance? I don't know. Any suggestion you might have. We're first ranked, first in contact, second in power, third in pitching, 13th in speed, 17th in defense. With the depth chart looking like this, should we consider a Beatty trade sometime this season? Should we consider a Gilbert trade at some point with all the pitchers? Definitely questions to be asked. Definitely questions to be asked. So thanks for being here, ladies and gentlemen. Leave a like if you did, in fact, enjoy. I don't know why it doesn't have Forrest Lopez in the depth chart as catcher. I'm not sure why. What's up in 2034? 2034, all these guys. Brad Ridley, 94 by then. That's great. Guerrero would still be a 91. All right, I digress. Thanks for being here, everybody. Thank you for the love. I know it was a bit of an early run. CP3 EP stream likely started, I believe, over in the Discord server. Check that out. Kansas City Royals series on MLB The Show. If you want more MLB, take it over there and continue the party. I'll drop in as well in the next couple minutes. Make plans for a Ford MVP party. Yes, leave your predictions on the year that was And yeah, everyone, have yourselves a lovely evening. Get outside, be active, enjoy the weather. And we'll be live tomorrow, June 27th. Likely another afternoon stream for the next episode of our NHL 24 expansion San Francisco Starfleet series. So we'll be live in a little under 24 hours, most likely. Another afternoon stream tomorrow with NHL 24. And then we'll have draft coverage and all that at the end of the week. Free agency, breaking news and analysis, live streams of breaking news in hockey. A lot more to come, so subscribe to not miss out on any of it. Thanks for being here, everybody. Have yourselves a lovely evening. We'll talk to you in the Discord server. And let's go Expos, baby!